I've close to 4,000-5,000 of you, right? 4,000 plus of you right now in the webinar. Okay, I'm expecting more than 5,000 of you tonight for the live trade hunt event. Okay, so before I begin, guys, make sure you guys can hear me and can see my screen over here. And once you're ready, right, just type something in the chat so that I know that you guys are good to go and I can begin. Just type something, just type hi, ready, hello. You can let me know where you're from, right? What time is it? Where you're from? It's like Singapore. Okay, it's around 9:30 p.m. Singapore time. Okay, so it's considered quite late at night for slightly late. Okay, but it's normal for traders, right? Usually we went to the market, it's open, right? And because of the I think daylight savings, right now the market open at 10:30. Okay, so we are doing a session 1 hour before the market open later on. Okay, thanks everyone. I know some of you from the US. This could be in the morning for you, right? So I'm now seeing from Toronto it's 8:32 a.m. Right, so it's in the morning for you. Thanks for joining in. Roberto from Upper Thomson Road. I'm very near Upper Thomson Road, by the way. Okay, it's 5 minutes away from my house. Yep. Canada, France, Croatia, Sydney, Chicago, UK, Hanoi, Malaysia, Qatar, Norway, Netherlands, China, Bahamas, India, Arizona, South Africa, Austria, Germany, Indonesia. Wow, guys, we have a very diverse group. Brunei also. Azerbaijan is not a country. Azerbaijan is not a country. Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining in. Right, many of you here from all parts of the world. All right, so I believe you guys have watched my previous webinar on market manipulation, right? And I know many of you have already enrolled into the PEM Mastery. Okay, so this session is really to share you guys more about how I take on certain trades. We're going to use one out of the 7-8 strategies that I'm going to teach in the price action manipulation course, right? This strategy called bullish force strike. Okay, and how I do it live. I believe you guys will have received this all the quick reference guide, right? Or the Excel sheet. Okay, you should have received this Excel sheet. Please make sure you open up the zip file that my team has sent you guys, right? This Excel sheet, you can open it first. Right? We're going to use it later on. This for risk management later. I'll talk about how to use it later on. Okay, and there are certain other things that, like for example, the interactive focus time bottom guide, like this one over here, you can read through yourself. It's more of an instructional manual, right? As you scroll down, right, guys. As you scroll down, you can see that, right? How do you manage your interactive focus account to ensure that you don't go beyond a certain margin, right? To prevent margin call. Usually think of this that your initial margin should always be 70%, less than 70% of the net liquidation value. Okay, and then you only need to worry about look at your initial margin number here, guys. You only need, remember I say, you only need to look at your initial margin number here only if your cash portion in your interactive focus is negative. If your cash portion here is positive, you don't have to care about your initial margin because you will not be on margin. You understand? You only be on margin, right, when your cash is negative. Margin means that you're borrowing money from the broker, right? And how much you pay per day for interest, it depends on your cash, the negative cash that you borrow from the broker. Okay, so in this case, over here in this example, I'm paying interest on the 70k that I borrow from the broker. In this case, example here, right now I think the interest rate is about 4.something%. So this was lower last time. It was lower last time during COVID, right? Right now I think it's about 4%. Okay, so take this as a guide for you to understand whether you are doing more than what you should in terms of margin. Always use not more than 70% of the net liquidation value. Once your initial margin hit 100% of the net liquidation value, right, you achieve this thing called margin call. Understand? Okay, so you don't want to do that. Because when you hit margin call, the broker will sell a position or will ask you to top up. Okay, we're not going to go into that, but give you some background understanding of how margin works. Okay, you can scroll down this entire so-called time portal guide. Even like questions like some of you may have, like how do you enable market data? How do you enable market like how much you pay for the market data? What do I personally use? Right, I actually mentioned over here. And in interactive focus, it's not like a default setting for all. You have to apply for your trading permission yourself. Okay, so if you want to know what kind of trading permission I apply for my account, it's over here. Okay, during the live trading session later, right, I'll be entering trades in my interactive focus account, my main live interactive focus account. So, but by default, I think most people have their stock account approved. I'll be entering stocks later. Okay. And you have this guide called the interactive focus mobile app guide. This guide is more for like when you're using mobile app. Personally, 99% of my trades I enter using my phone, my IB app, because it's less clunky. Okay, time portal, right, it's a bit cranky sometimes. It can lock you out suddenly. I don't know why, right? But my IB app is more stable. It's a more stable platform. If you have been using IB, you know. You can also use this IB desktop app. You can download the desktop client into your laptop as well. Desktop app or the mobile app. I use mobile app because it's more mobile, right? When outside I can just manage my position. Okay. So this guide will teach you how to put in the orders, right? Especially the OCO order when you are using the IB app. Okay, so it's all over here. Okay. Later I'll show you guys how to enter orders in the time portal. The mechanics is around the same. Even the interface is around the same as well. Okay. So without further ado, let's begin, right? This session, I'll show you guys how I use one of the, I think, many strategies that I'm going to teach you guys in the PEM course, right? To profit from the market. I know some of you are experienced traders, some of you are beginner traders, so I'll make sure that the pace is not so fast and not too slow, but I have to cover everything within the webinar. So there'll be certain speed involved, right? Okay, so you really have to grasp things very fast. Okay, I'll be sharing just one strategy and with a couple of examples that we go into. I do have a few that I'm watching right now, some of the examples that I'm looking at right now. I'll show you guys later on how I enter them and why I enter them, where I put my stop loss, where I'm going to take profit, and how I enter in my account. Okay, so it's going to be a very exciting session later on. Okay, market open at 10:30. So my aim is to cover the strategy, understanding of the strategy criteria before 10:30, and when market open, I can enter the trade. I can look at enter the trade. Okay. So I've been sharing my views on the market with a large audience. I think many of you may have heard of this our event. I've done this earlier this year. So I cover more of my views on the market in the previous webinar. So please watch my previous webinar, right? And many of the mentors webinar as well, right? I think they share very valuable insights, right? Like Bang and Adam share a lot about options, and Adam himself share a lot about investing. Okay. So this is a disclaimer to all of you, right? Take note of this. I need to show you guys this for a while, right? I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. You're not supposed to enter what I enter later on. Okay. This is to show you guys how I trade the markets. Okay. So take it as more of a learning purposes. Okay. So read this disclaimer first, guys. Okay. Okay, let's begin. Okay. So this is what we're going to cover later. Shortly, guys. Okay, we're going to go into understanding of the price bar action bars, the basic candlestick bars. In price action, actually, we're just focused on the open, high, low, close of the bar. Yeah, there's different kind of bars that in the market. Line chart, bar chart, right? Line chart, bar chart, and Heiken, Yashi, all this kind of thing, right? to be frank, actually, I prefer to use the most basic one, right? Which is the candlestick bars. Because this is what every trader, most 99% of traders will get. right? And you want to know the psychology behind it. It doesn't mean that you use something exotic means it gives you an edge. Understand? It's sometimes about using the common indicators, but you trade differently. Okay. We talk about execution signal, which is the it acts as a confirmation signal for me to enter my trade. Okay. And then we go into the criteria for the bullish false right bar formation strategy. Okay. And then we're going to looking at some of the examples that I shortlisted. And I'll show you guys how I execute them. Okay. And then towards the end of the webinar, right, I'll be covering Q&A session as well. Okay. So guys, along the way, if you have any questions, you can just type in the I believe your Zoom right banner, there's a Q&A tab. If you have any questions, right, you can always ask in the Q&A tab. Okay, because sometimes towards the end there'll be a lot more questions, right, that my team will have to handle usually towards the end. Okay, if you have any training questions, related questions, you can always ask. But try to focus the question on what I'm going to cover today, right? Based on the things that I'm covering right now. Okay. I think my team of Priyana Profits, my team here, and some of my coaches are here as well, right? I think my coaches are very well versed in what I do in TEM, right? In price action manipulation. So they'll be able to assist you as well. Okay, guys, I shared this during my webinar last Saturday. So I'm not going to go through more in details. Just to share with you, in general, right, I started my career as a prop trader. That was my first job. Right? Some people always ask me why I do it as a first job, even though there's no safety net. It is true because I get a lot of times in prop trading, right? I have periods where in one day I could have lost what I make in 1 week. Or in 1 week, I could have lost what I made in 1 month. I have days like times like this. And sometimes I cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. Right? But what has always motivated me to do is, even though there's no light, I will just keep finding the light. And eventually, I think after my second year, in my second year, so after first year in my second year, right, I start to see the light myself. Right? Because somehow markets give you the opportunity eventually. I always believe that the trader who are persistent, the trader who is persistent and you have the grit, the market eventually will reward you as long as you stay around. This is something that I always believe. I started trading in 2010. I graduated in 2010. Right? I graduated in 2010. I started trading around 2010, 2011. Okay. When I started trading, right, that was after the financial crisis, and I thought to myself that the opportunity is gone. The best opportunity to buy was in 2008, 2009. But when I started my career was 2010. So me and my colleagues actually we always tell ourselves that it's too late, right? Oh, it's over. The bottom is over. Now we are trading the uptrend. But then again, I realized that I was told by some senior traders that every era has a hero, right? You never know what will happen in the market. The market is a very funny thing. As long as you stay around, it will give you the opportunity, right? And from then on, I always tell myself that I may have missed the financial crisis because I was in school. I couldn't trade. I wasn't smart enough to trade. But subsequently later on, right, the market presents me many of a new kind of financial crisis. It may not be the same story, but the pattern is always the same, right? And what you want to learn here, right, in the PEM course, is to learn how to trade the markets, even if there's no crisis. Of course, when there's crisis, it's the best time to really make a fortune. I also learned this that in a lifetime, right, all we need to do is to make good use of one crisis. In fact, a lot of people, their fortune is made in 1 or 2 crises, right? In the PEM course, there's a particular lesson I teach traders how to take advantage of market crisis. Okay, so these are things that I learned how to take advantage of all this sell down during COVID, China-US trade war, earlier this year April, the sell down. I can tell a lot. I think the PEM students will know what I'm looking at when there's a major sell down. And sometimes it can be as simple as just a specific pattern. Simplicity is the art, right? I would say it's the most important thing in trading. Okay, and in the PEM course, what I do is I break down everything that I've seen in the trading world. I condense it in something that I think works best. Some people always ask me, why don't I use trend lines? Why don't I use channels? Why don't I use this and that? I always tell people that I use all the things that what you can think of, I used before. Parabolic star, Fibonacci retracement, extension, Fibonacci arc, indicator, anything. I've seen that before, right? But at the end of the day, I realized that what truly matters, right, is really come down to the very, if you want something that's fast, right, and with good risk reward, at the end of the day, you still need price action. You wait for the trend, the 20 to cost 50 SMA too late. Trend, the price has already moved. Things like that. Only price action gives you the instantaneous. If you understand it at the point, you can even go in before the MA cross. And it's something that I learned in the desk, and I proceeded 2016. I left the desk. I wanted to trade more diverse strategies. And I'm very honored that Adam actually gave me an opportunity to teach, because this is something I'm very passionate about. Okay? Trading is something I'm very passionate about. For 5 years, I was a trader. I was market facing, right? Then after that, when I left, I thought that when Adam gave me an opportunity to teach, I joined him in this education journey. I thought that it was a good opportunity to meet more people and expand my network, right? And because I have more time, because I do more of swing trading, right? And so that I started the journey. I built I think quite a diverse group of students in the community, right? And it's been going strong even after we are still going strong in 10 years. And I think that our community in Priyana Profits is one of the, I would say one of the most vibrant in the region. And when you're inside, you will know. Okay. So this is my portfolio performance so far this year. I think in fact I'm very positive about the market moving from now until the end of the year. I shared my view of the market over the last weekend. Saturday, right? In fact, from now until the end of the year, in my view, I think the market will continue to go higher. So far this year, I got about 400,000 of USD profit. There was a bit of drawdown in April, but I managed to fight back and make much more, right? Later on, right? So it's been doing well, right? Of course, we don't expect things to go just one line. I always tell students that if your expectation is to come in, right, and think that things will just go one line, right, it doesn't. That's the reality of trading. Sometimes I also get caught, right? But I always aim to be correct in the longer term, in the general direction of the market, and to make more than and to outperform the markets in the long run. Okay, this is my stock portfolio, and this is crypto. We don't have that kind of like IB like that. So usually crypto, I have at the start of the year, I tell myself how much I started with. By the end of the year, I ask myself how much I have profited. Right, and I think some of my notable trades, right, my students in PDP will know. Even in the community, I think a lot of my students will know, right? XRP, I 8 times my money. Zcash recently, I 10 times my money. And just these 2 trades alone, I made more than $2 million. Right? Even though I along the way take some profit, but they're converted to bigger caps, which is still holding up the value very well. Right? And how I manage the portfolio. These are more, I share this more on how I manage the crypto portfolio in right now it's a bonus sharing in PDP. Okay? So Zcash was a recent 8x, I think 10x trade that I've done. I started buying when it was $40, right? I added I added in I average in at 50. Along the way, average price 58. I still hold out of my Zcash, but I can tell you right now, right, as of this afternoon, it's very likely that Zcash will underperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's the reason why I've been switching my Zcash into Bitcoin and Ethereum since last week. Okay? So and I can tell you the reason why is also because of PEM strategy. There was major flush to key LP levels in the Zcash against Bitcoin Ethereum chart. Okay? When you have the PEM strategy with you, knowledge, right? These are things that you can maneuver around. These are things that you can maneuver around. In general, the crypto market right now, I would say that it's about survival first. I'm very optimistic about 2020, from now to the end of the year and 2026. I think as long as I tell myself that as long as I survive, my portfolio actually right now, compared from the start of the year until now, my portfolio is still up significantly. But if I survive this stage, this sort of mini winter, I think I don't call it a bear market now. I don't think we're in a bear market. Okay, I think we are in a major retracement in the long-term uptrend. Okay, I say that we're in a long-term retracement in longer-term uptrend is just a major retracement. Right, it's like what we call in PEM, some still know this thing called UC2, right? Your major retracement, right? The second dip. So in my long-term trend still likely continue towards end of the year, and 2026 should be a very positive year in my view. Okay. So these are some photos I have. I shared this in the previous webinar when I was in the prop desk. I used to trade many screens. In the prop desk, there's a saying: the number of screens is equal to your seniority and profitability. I met a lot of exchange personnel in my career. CME, SGX, Nasdaq, China exchanges came and talk to us about trading, their futures and so on. Right, I can tell whenever they come to the office, these sales folks come to the office, right? Okay, you know how to identify the trader who's making the most money in the desk. The one with the most screen and he's at the corner. The one with the most screen at the corner is the one likely the one who's making the most money and trading the bigger size. Because the corner seat in the prop desk is the most valuable seat because for privacy, right? And usually when you are a senior trader, you have access to more screen. I started with actually 3 screen. I earned my right to have more screen because when I was making more money in the desk, right? And my boss gave the trophy. I'm not a trophy person. I don't care about trophy, right? I can tell all my trophy that I have when I was a primary school kid. All my sports day medal, I throw away. All my sports day medal, all the kind of funny medal, right? I'm not a trophy person, right? But this trading one I still keep. Okay, because this one, to me, my time in the prop desk is that 5 years in my life is very memorable. Because every day I go to, I never feel like I'm working. I never felt that I'm working. I felt that I'm always I'm playing a game every day, right? And what is a game, right? A game is, to me, I always say that the game is fun, right? Only when you can win. If you play Counter-Strike and every time you come out the sniper stab, you pump, die. Then it's not fun. It's not fun anymore, right? You want to be the sniper, right? That one person can 1v5. People come, you pump. Counter-Strike, win. That kind of feeling, right? So, to me, that's the reason why I want to up my game in trading. I observe the pattern. I want to find something that works for me. And I develop a strategy. I put them into the course for you guys. Hopefully, I think a lot of students can use this. Some students may not use exactly. Some modify themselves and make the best of it. Sometimes I teach this, but they modify it to themselves and it works for them. I'm happy for them. In fact, I think quite a number of students does that as well. Some of them do much lower time frame. Some do some also do high time frame. Some have different styles. Some different class, asset class. But as long as I think like, you have benefited from the PEM program, right, I'll be very happy for you. Okay. So, right, this is a procedure when I look at the step by step, the steps right, I look at when we execute a trade. So of course I look at the strategy structure. In the entire PEM course, there's I think around 5 bullish, 5 bearish strategy. Okay. So I'm going to share one of them later on. Okay. And then before you enter, there's this thing called execution signal, the confirmation to press the button. Because a student asks like, when I see a setup, when do I click the button? So this execution signal will tell you when to click the button. Okay, but you click what? How to click? The how to click is this. You go and you need to do your sizing properly. You cannot just go in and just how many shares to buy. You need a certain methodology to tell you how much to buy because you don't oversize. Right? I can tell oversizing is an issue with a lot of traders as well. Okay, you need to have a proper sizing. Sometimes when in TDP I size up and down, but I usually go around the range. Even if you want to play around with the size, right, you also like keep to a certain range. Right? Understand? So I'm going to teach you guys how to do that. Okay. So for bullish setup, we'll be looking at for bullish execution signal, like bullish pin, marker bar, ice cream bar. I'll show you guys what's the bullish EXE later on. You can ignore the bearish EXE for bearish setup. Okay, so before we go into that, let me show you guys the understanding of the price action bar. Every bar has this thing called open, hello, close. Right? If the open is higher than the close, it means that, or the close is lower than the opening, it means that there is a negative session. The price trade down at the end of the session for that particular time interval, that particular time frame that you're looking at. Okay? The highest point here is here, lowest point here is here. The difference between the highest point and the lowest point is what we call a range. Think of this thing called range, guys. Think of this thing called range. Highest point, lowest point, the difference is called a range. Okay? Opening price, closing price higher. Closing price higher than opening price is what we call a positive session. Okay? Highest point remain at the got tail, no tail, got body, no body, always at the highest point. Okay? Lowest point here, got tail or body, doesn't matter. At the lowest point, that's the price of the bar, we take it as the lowest point. Again, the range is the high minus the low. As simple as that. This is the basic understanding of any bar you look at when in trading. These are some examples of the bullish EXE. Okay? Let me just go through here. Bullish pin bar is ice cream bar and bullish market bar is our execution signal. Okay, so once we have a very bullish setup, like bullish false strike, which I'm going to teach you guys later, you look out for this, then when you have this EXE, the bullish EXE appears, right, it's your signal to take action. Either one of these, bullish pin or bullish ice cream or bullish market bar, either one of these or form, right, this will be your signal to take action, to click the button, okay? It doesn't mean that bullish pin is better than bullish market bar. To me, they're all the same. As long as they appear, it's my signal to take action, okay? So when I draw a line across, somebody may ask me, why you draw a line across? When I draw a line across, it means that the bar body can be red or green, okay? For bullish pin, right, the most important thing is that open and close, right, is above 1/3 bar range. Open and close is above 1/3 bar range. Understand? For bullish ice cream, this is actually a term, right, given by what my student in the earlier PEM course. Right. Actually, some of my students sometimes along the way, right, some students give me some feedback. Also, I think you should look at this bar. You may want to look at this, the criteria, everything. So along the years, I do then I'll go and look at it. and observe myself, right? If I think that it works better, I will change a little bit. I'll change the thing, right? And this is something that I added in many years ago when one of my students shared me this ice cream bar. Okay, it was called ice cream bar, right? The bar body is half of the bar range, around half of the bar range. When I use the word around, right, around 50%, you can take it as 40% to 60% of the bar range. The bar body would be 50% of 40 to 50%, 40 to 60% of the bar range. Okay, it must close above wanted bar range as well. Alright, so it means it usually means that the market has certain momentum. It wants to close above the wanted bar range. Bullish pin bar basically tells us this, guys. Bullish pin bar means that before it was a bullish pin bar, right? There was a bearish impression first. Then the price trade higher. The price trade higher, right, to turn into a bullish pin bar. Okay. For bullish ice cream, there was a minimal bearish impression. Then the price trade higher. Okay. For bullish market bar, there is no, I would say, very minimal bearish impression because of the smaller tail here. So usually we say that bullish market bar means that there is a strong bullish commitment. There is a strong bullish commitment to go higher already. Okay. So this is the three bullish EXE that I look for to enter the trade. Okay, we'll revisit this later on. One similarity is that all of this EXE, right, has to close above wanted bar range. Just think on this. They all of them close above wanted bar range. And only the bullish pin bar, the bar body can be red or green. Bullish pin bar open and close must be above wanted bar range. This is something that you need to take note. Okay, guys. Okay, so the bullish false right bar formation strategy itself, right? This is a minimum 3 bar. Take note of this, guys. You can take a piece of paper and take notes. This is a minimum 3 bar. Okay, it can go up to 6 bars max. Minimum 3 up to 6 max. 3 to 6 max. Okay. So what does this bullish false right means? It basically means that, right, there is a certain indecision in terms of price action. Okay, called inside bar. There's a certain indecision. Then the price action, right, starts to break above or below what we call the mother bar high or low. But there was a certain rejection. This rejection creates a bull or bear trap. And we are basically trading this bull or bear trap of the mother bar high or low. Okay. So it's what we call a repeatable pattern in price action, right? Whenever you have an inside bar, false break of the inside bar, you have this bullish false right. So in simple terms, right, bullish false right means a false break of the mother bar range. False break of the mother bar range. Basically, that's what it means. Okay. And specifically for bullish false right means bear trap of the mother bar range. Understand? Bullish false right means bear trap of right now. Bullish false right means bear trap of mother bar range. Later I'll show you guys what is bear trap of mother bar range. Okay. So you only trade bullish false right in two scenarios. Okay, there's bullish and bearish false right. But in the webinar, because of time constraint, I'm just going to focus on the bullish false right here. Okay. When we identify the bullish false right strategy, right, it doesn't mean that once I see the strategy, I buy. No, because that will be low probability. I want to only trade it when it exists, right, in two contexts here. So the first context I'm looking at is uptrend retracement. So I want to see that the price action goes above. First step, retrace. Second step, and then the bullish FS occurs here. Okay, occurs at the 20 or 50 SMA. You know why I put 20 or 50, guys? Because I don't know how much where the retracement will stop. You know, I always tell fellow traders, right? The reason why I don't use Fibonacci retracement is because I don't know when you will never know when the retracement will stop until it stops. Right? So when you use Fibonacci retracement, it doesn't mean that 38.2 must be the one. It could go to 50%, or it can go to 68.2. You'll never know. Right? And how do you know that the retracement is over? Firstly, I need to see certain temps set up. Then I know that roughly the retracement is done. Right? And in this context, right, uptrend retracement, I only know that retracement is done. That means price goes up, retracement means there was a dominant trend, then the market retrace, right, at the 20 or 50, right? If there's a bullish false right formation here, in this that's resting onto the 20 or 50, think of it like a ball that's resting onto the mattress. 20 or 50 SMA is like a mattress. It can go slightly low, as long as generally the entire retracement is resting on the 20 or 50 SMA, is what we call by test. This is what we call test. Okay, then I'll be looking to long go long. So this is the first context. This must be above L times above 50 SMA. At all times the price action must be above 50 SMA, because this is the uptrend retracement strategy. This is uptrend retracement strategy. Okay, for false bottom scenario, right, means that we are basically looking out for bear trap. Another way you can call this a bear. A bear trap is bullish. I teach you guys what's a bear trap in the last webinar, right? A bear trap is bullish. So what is a bear trap? A bear trap is when you have a swing low. I teach you guys this last webinar, guys, on Saturday, right? You have a swing low. A swing low can be a U or V-shaped price action. Basically, price goes down, goes up, price goes down, goes up. Right? You got tail, no tail, nobody, you can draw the straight horizontal line at the lowest point. Okay? So you want to see that the bullish false right, occurs at the so-called, this is what we call the swing low, at the swing low. Okay, you have the bullish false right here. Occurs here. I will show you guys examples later on. This is basically give you a rough understanding of the context that I'm looking at to trade the bullish false right. These two scenarios only, guys. Uptrend retracement, price action at all times above 50 SMA. False bottom scenario, right, can be anywhere in the chart. Anywhere. Anywhere means above or below 50 SMA. You can trade as long as there's a bear trap or what we call false bottom, right? The lingo in PEM is called false bottom. Okay, it's false bottom, bull trap, bear trap. Okay. Okay, so let me show you guys how to identify the bullish FS formation. Okay, guys, write this down. I only know there is a write this down, guys. I only know there is a mother when there is a baby. Okay, guys, write this down in your piece of paper. I only know there's a mother when there is a baby. Okay, so for example, the baby bar range, right, must be within the mother bar range. Example here, you see, I draw a line across, means bar body color doesn't matter. The bar body color can be red or green, doesn't matter. Right? As long as the range of the baby bar is within the range of the previous bar, or we call it the mother bar. That's why I say that you only know there's a mother bar when you have a baby bar. Understand? Okay? So some of you may ask me, why if there's no body? Like for example, like a doji, like there's no body. Even if there's no body, right? This is also considered an inside bar. Because the mother bar range, it engulfs the entire range of the baby bar. Inclusive of the tail, guys. Inclusive of the tail must engulf entirely. Cannot go out a little bit, go up a little bit. That means it's not inside bar. Okay? We want to see a period of indecision. That means the price action don't know where to go before he do the bull trap or bear trap. Okay, so this example is correct, right? And this one no, because this one why? Over here, this one is incorrect. Why? Because you see my cursor, guys. My cursor is very, very big already. You can see over here. Because the price action go above the mother bar high, right? This is not inside bar. There's no indecision going on. Because the so-called current bar tail go range is out of the previous bar. Understand? So once you identify the inside bar, right, this becomes the prelude to the 4-strike bar formation, which I'm going to share with you guys shortly. Okay, so in this one, over here, we're going to talk about the bullish 4-strike bar formation strategy. Remember, guys, I mentioned this minimum 3 bars, maximum 6 bars. Okay, it's up to 6 bar max strategy, right? So what you want to see is that bullish 4-strike, you want to see bear trap of the mother bar low. Remember what I said just now? Bear trap of the mother bar low, right? So you see, let's say you have mother bar, you have baby bar. I know there's a mother when there's a baby, right? I know there's a mother when there's a baby, right? Then number 1, number 2. I will name this as number 1, number 2. So usually 1 and 2 is definitely for mother bar and baby bar. Okay, so by the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th bar, right, I must see some form of price action that goes below, some form of price action on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th bar that goes below the mother bar low, and then trade at or above the mother bar low as one of these bullish EXE bar that I teach you guys just now. Like your bullish pin bar, bullish ice cream bar, bullish market bar, either one of it. I give you guys an example here. Okay, I only know where there's a mother when there's a baby, guys. Anyway, this is one of my favorite. The bullish 4-strike is one of my favorite very potent strategy, right? Okay, so it's also I would say once you get the hang of it, right, it's very useful. It's a very useful price action pattern. Okay, this strategy alone, I believe I made more than $2 million in my trading career. In fact, Zcash is based on bullish 4-strike. The Zcash trade is based on bullish 4-strike. Just to share with you guys. Okay, so if number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, right? So let's say number 3 is just a random bar, right? Number 4 is a random bar. Let's say number 5, right? There was a bar that goes below mother bar low. Then number 6, right? Let's say there's a bar that trades above mother bar low and close as a bullish market bar. Okay, this will fulfill your bullish FS formation. Why? Because from number 3 to number 6, there was some form of price action. When I use the word some form of price action that goes below mother bar low, right? It means that it can be the bar that get down. From 3rd to the 6th bar, right? It doesn't need to just trade down, right? It can be any bars that get down, that trades down, doesn't matter. As long as there's some form of price action that goes below mother bar low and comes back in as a bullish EXE. One of these bullish EXE, either one of it. Right? Bullish pin, ice cream bar, or market bar, either one. This will confirm the bullish FS formation. Okay? This will confirm the bullish FS formation. So what do I mean by minimum 3? Right? So number 1, number 2, right? Let's say usually, sometimes, right, the 3rd bar, right? The 3rd bar, right, is the bar that goes below the mother bar low, and also the bar that goes back in as a bullish EXE, for example, a bullish pin. So this is also a bullish FS formation. Once you have a bullish FS formation, you can stop counting already. Because once it's confirmed, right? Like once this is confirmed, it's a signal to take action. Like once the bullish market bar is confirmed, it's a signal to take action already. You really have a setup. Okay, this must form at the 2 contexts I just teach you guys. These 2 contexts. I don't want these 2 contexts. And actually, let me share with you additional advanced context. This is the context called there's this context called the test 200 SMA context. Okay, the test 200 SMA context, right, is a more like, it's what we call like a rare Pokemon kind of scenario. Like a rare Pokemon. Because 200 SMA is a very long-term simple moving average. And if the bullish FS formation occurs there at 200 SMA, usually it's technically more potent. So how do I identify bullish FS at test 200 SMA? Right, I want to see some form of price action goes below. What we call the prior downside price action. Okay, at the 200 SMA, and then the bullish FS must form over here. Okay, that means I want to see some form of sell down, then the bullish FS form at the 200 SMA. As simple as that. Some form of prior sell down, that means price sell down, then bullish FS at the 200 SMA. I'll show you guys examples later on. Okay, so these are some things you can take note. Okay, so the first example I will show you guys is Alibaba. Earlier this year, right, I identified this Alibaba trade. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this. I'll put this side by side so you guys can see as much as possible. My screen is limited, so as much as possible I try to put it. No space to put. Okay. Okay, so guys, over here you can see, right? Let me show you guys. This is based on what? Alibaba trade. I took this based on, let me use a different color. I took this based on bullish FS false bottom scenario. How do you identify the bullish FS false bottom scenario? You see, guys, very subtle. Price action came down. Price goes down, goes up. This is what I call a swing low. Can you see? This is a swing low, right? Then like I say, draw a line across. Okay, so when I draw a line across, I notice this. You can see this? Number 1, number 2. Can you see this? You can see that the bar, the range of this number 2, right, is within the range of number 1. So basically here you have a what? Inside bar formation. I only know there's a mother when there is a baby. Then there's a 3rd bar here, you can see, guys. The 3rd bar never do anything. Right? In Chinese we call it Japalan bar. Japalan means not here, not there. Right? But we still have to count it as number 3. The 4th bar goes below the mother bar low. Can you see? You see, the 4th bar goes below the mother bar low. Right? And then by the 5th bar, you can see very subtle one. By the 5th bar, right, the bullish market bar form. Okay, this is the bullish market bar EXE. Okay, you can use this in any time frame that we cover in 10. Personally, I trade more on weekly chart, so this is on weekly chart. But if you're in 10, you can use any time frame that I cover, like low time frame, high time frame. You can use the same strategy in the different time frames that we cover in 10. Okay, but specifically for swing trading stocks, I like to trade the weekly chart. Okay, so you can see over here once the bullish market bar form, right? I took a trade. I went in like 84. You see my price, guys? $84.82. $84.82, somewhere around here. Very subtle. My risk, guys. My risk is probably like that only. My risk is minimal. Right, my risk is really minimal. I bought 877 shares. 877 shares is how much? 84.82. About 74,000 USD. My risk is very minimal, right? And this eventually, I think did well. It went up almost 50%. So 50% is around 34,000, right? Because actually I exited along the way. This trade was done in PDP as well. Okay, I made I think 5x 5R on this. I think around 5R, 4 or 5R, I can't remember on this. Okay. But privately I entered the same. Right? I always tell students that most of the trade I entered in PDP I entered on my main account as well. So every trade I do in PDP is very, I would say it's nearer to my main account. Most of them are near to my main account. I take it very seriously because it's also my money, right? In PDP. I'm risking 1K a trade. And my main account I risk at least 5 to 10K a trade. 5 to 10K a trade. So every trade I do in PDP is like I'm risking 6 to maybe 10,000 plus in one trade. So it's a very serious thing, right? So when I take a trade, I really make sure that right, if I cut, it will hurt me. It will hurt me, right? Nobody like to lose $10,000 right in one trade, right? So I take it very seriously when I enter anything, right? Okay. It's just that for standardization purposes, we use PDP as a benchmark. Okay, because my main account there will be like 10-15% of trades I want to each finger myself anyhow click something. Okay, for fun. Okay. So I sold along the way, right? Also share my thought process on how I exited. Okay, in PDP I mentioned how I exited slowly. But I can share with you is mainly because I saw like flush up bars. This big green bar, you can see this right, this bar, right? This bar become very big, right? You see big green bar means it's a flush up bar. Nothing, it's not wrong to exit some off the position. And later 135 around here, I sell some more. I sold some more, right? And later on I exit everything. Okay. I think I managed to capture the entire. There's one more trade I didn't capture, but he exited around somewhere at the top. So in total I made about $34,000. Okay. If now it's even more than 34, right? This year is because eventually I exited my last batch at even a higher price. Okay. But in total, I just want to share with you is right. This was entered. You see, way before anything happened. There was no breakout. Right, I already entered somewhere at the bottom. This is the power of the bullish FS strategy. Okay. And why I eventually exited everything right is because of this, guys. There was a bullish force right. I teach you guys. And later on there is this bearish FS. Bearish FS is just the reverse of the bullish FS. Okay. I won't go into details what's the bearish FS, but this is the mirror image of the bullish FS. Over here there is a bearish FS. That's why I knew that definitely have to exit because you have a swing high here. Okay. And once I exit, the price came down. I know Alibaba went up now, but to me, I'm not an investor. I'm a trader. As long as after I exit, right, the thing came down slightly means I'm right. I understand because I knew that eventually it will go higher. I mean, long term, certain things will still go higher, right? But I'm a trader, so my job is to go in and out and rotate to other stock. Okay. So to me, this is a very good trade because this one somewhere at the bottom I bought, somewhere at the top I sold. Okay. And I'm done. What happened later on? I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, but in the short, once I exited, it actually came down. Okay. So next, another example I'll show you guys. Sorry, here. Oh, maybe I should show you guys here. Okay. Z scalar. Right, remember this is what I teach you guys. Let's see, this yellow line is the 50 SMA, guys. This yellow line is the 50 SMA. The price action started here, above the 50 SMA. Right? Yeah, let me just draw it properly. Shit. Okay. And then you can see that. You see my first step. You see my cursor, guys. My first step. Number one, right? The price action must move up continuously. Sometimes there's two bars in between, it's okay. But generally, I must see that it's going up continuously. Then there is a sell down continuously as well, retracement down. You can see over here, like price action over here. The price came down. So I have number one, number two, price goes above 50 SMA, then the retracement. The retracement cannot go back to the start of the price action above 50 SMA. If not, it will not be a down uptrend, right? So in this case, I saw this. Okay. I saw this, right? Number one, number two, number three. Sorry, I want to do it nicely for you guys to see. Number 3, 4, number 5. You see how, guys? Okay, you see how, guys? Once you have the price up, down, 1 and 2, right? You see, I know there's a mother, right, when there's a baby. Number 1 and number 2. I know there's a mother when there's a baby. Number 3 is like, again, chapalan bar, not here, not there. Okay. Number 4 is chapalan bar, not here, not there. Chapalan means not here, not there. Okay, it's a lingo in Chinese. So, number 5 is a bar that goes below the mother bar low and goes back in as a what? What is this bar? Okay, guys, type in the chat. Type in the chat. What is this bar? What is this EXE? Type in the chat. Okay, very good, guys. I think most of you put pin. Some of you put ice cream. Ice cream bar has to be green in color, guys. This is not ice cream bar, understand? Okay, let me just go back to the item. Okay, let me just put it here. Yeah, guys, this is a bullish pin bar, right? Because it open and close above one the bar range. Even though this bar, right, is red in color, is fine. Only the bullish pin bar can have the bar body red color, and we'll still accept it as one of our bullish EXE. It cannot be bullish ice cream because bullish ice cream bar, the bar body must be green in color. Understand? And this is red in color. Understand? So this is a bullish pin bar because it open and close above one the bar range. So once this bar form, right, this confirms the bullish FS has 20 SMA. You can see resting. Imagine like the ball resting onto the mattress, right? So naturally it may come out, it goes slightly below, is fine. As long as it's close near to the 20 SMA, is fine, right? Or around 20 SMA. Okay, sometimes even if the bullish actually close below the 20 SMA, I will still consider it as test 20 SMA. Then as long as generally, right, the retracement is resting onto the 20 SMA. The entire sell down is, as a whole, is resting onto the 20 SMA. Like in this case, you can see that this entire thing is like resting onto the mattress, right? Resting down there entirely. Okay, you'll be considered test 20 SMA, right? And then trader will trade it all the way up. Stop loss somewhere at the bottom here. Enter, let's say entry somewhere here. This will be the risk, right? For potential reward. So we aim to get in before the price move. Understand? the beauty of PEM strategy is to get in before the obvious breakout. Because sometimes when the breakout comes, it's too late. Understand? The risk reward is no longer good. That's why it's always good to know how to enter before the breakout comes. Okay, and take minimal risk for high return. Okay. ALC was a trade done just a couple of days ago. I think last week or last week, I can't remember. Last week, maybe last week. Okay. 12th November is about 12 days ago, 2 weeks ago. Okay. So why did I take this trade? Let me show you guys why did I take this trade. Just put here. Put this thing here so you guys can see. Okay. So guys, so this is a okay. So this is you see guys, this is a swing low. Price goes down, goes back up, right? This is itself a swing low. Over here, you can see. This is a swing low. Okay, and then you can see over here, right? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. You see? At this swing low level here, right? You see number 1, number 2. I know there's a mother when there's a baby. Number 2 is the baby, right? Number 3 goes below mother bar low, right? And number 4 comes back in as a bullish market bar. This is number 4, this bar right over here is considered a bullish market bar. Why? Because it opened, it closed above one bar range with a more than two-third bar body. And when it closed above, right, it closed above the mother bar low. For bullish FS false bottom, right, the bullish market bar must also close at or above the LP, the swing low. We call it the swing low. We call it the swing low. Okay? The swing low level, right? Number 4. Okay? So this confirmed the bullish FS false bottom scenario. So I entered this trade. I made about $12,000 in 2 weeks. This was also a trade done in PTP as well. Okay, even though there was a lot of uncertainty, I think the last couple of days, but ALC still managed to make a quick move. And I'm done. You see, in trading, sometimes you don't have to go like, oh, we don't need to go all the way. There's some trades that I have conviction and we hold it all the way. But in this kind of trade, sometimes I don't have any fundamental conviction. I will usually just exit. Okay, this trade, I think I made about 2 point something R, 2.1 or 2.1 R. I was risking about $5,000 on this particular trade. Okay, so these are some examples that I want to share with you guys on how I enter using the bullish FS, right? The two contexts. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's go into this Excel sheet. Okay, I believe you guys will have downloaded this from my team at Priyana Profits. Okay, so this is Excel sheet, guys. Basically tells you how to do your sizing. Okay, every trade will have 3 elements, guys. Every trade got 3 elements. Remember this Excel sheet teach you how to find this thing called find target. Okay, find target. Let's say a long right. Means that once you have an entry and a stop loss, right, you can find out what is your take profit target based on your desired risk reward. By default, guys, my students in PEM, right, you all know that I personally write my technical exit target. By default, I use this magic number. I use this magic number 1:1.7. Why is it 1:2? For fast in and out, exit right in and out, I usually use 1:1.7. Okay, this is what I call technical exit. So when I look for exit, right, I usually go for technical exit or discretionary. Discretionary exit, right, I look for signs of flush up bars, flush up to key, we call it key resistance level. Number 2, we look out for signs of flush up bars. Are there flush up bars? Or are they what we call bull trap pattern? Okay. When I'm on discretion exit, I'll hold the thing all the way up. Like my trade in Alibaba. Alibaba, I write it because I have certain conviction on Alibaba. I knew that somehow after so many years of downtrend, when you start to move, right, it should start to move dramatically. And indeed, I don't want to shortchange myself by having a fixed risk reward target of 1:1.7. Like when I go for technical exit, I usually go for 1:1.7. This is my magic number. All my students know this. Okay. So when do I use technical exit? Usually when I'm doing short-term trading, or when I'm doing very speculative swing trade, we have no view on the fundamentals of the stock. For stocks we have certain fundamental view, right? I will go for a discretionary exit. I'll hold it, ride it all the way until I see signs of top, then I'll take some profits all the way. Okay. Later the trades I will go for technical exit because I wanted to use this as a demonstration on the strategy. So I will want to go for a quick, faster risk reward target. So later we'll use 1:1.7. Okay. So let me show you guys this Excel sheet, guys. Okay. Dollar risk means how much you're going to risk for a trade. Later on, right, I aim to enter up to 3 trades. Okay, minimum 2 up to maximum 3, depending on market condition. So I hope the market stay down actually. So market do one big green bar, I will not be able to enter anything. Okay. So sometimes I let the market come down. In fact, I can tell you recently the market came down, right? Presents a lot of PEM strategy. May not be bullish FS, but there was a lot of other strategies that when you join the PEM course, you will be able to know how to take advantage of many of the strategies, even in crypto. Okay. So I'll be risking $1,000 later on. The tick size I'll leave as 1. For equities, we leave this as 1. In green is like the fields that I can change. RR is the risk reward that I want to exit. So if I'm long, I look at the long side. If I'm short, I look at the short side over here. So RR later I'll go for 1:1.7. There's another field here for me to sometimes I want to know if I want to take partial profit, where's the next level I want to take? If I want to aim for 1:3, where's roughly the point after I got 1.7? But by default now, I'll just go for 1:1.7. Okay. So let me go into looking at the market. Generally, I think market is open now. The futures is relatively flat. Right, futures relatively flat. Actually, we are coming out of a minor retracement. I still call it minor retracement. By the way, guys, can you see this? Mother bar, baby bar, third bar, fourth bar. This is also your bullish FS false bottom scenario. Mother bar, baby bar, third bar, fourth bar. Okay, this is the swing low over here. This can also be your bullish FS false bottom scenario. Mother bar, I repeat again. Mother bar, baby bar, because the range, I know there's a mother when there's a baby. Third bar, fourth bar. Okay, but this bar will only close this week. In fact, actually, when I was doing my screening last night, I realized that a lot of the bullish FS, they look very nice, but the current bar, right, will only close by the end of the week. And to be frank, actually, right, it's safer to enter when the bar has already formed. That means if we are trading the weekly chart, right, if you're trading the weekly chart, the weekly bar will close on Friday. So by right, you should enter on Monday onwards, once the bar formed. That will be more conservative. If you were to enter this week, like today or like Friday, right, it's considered more aggressive. Because you're anticipating the close of the bullish EXE, of the bullish bar. Okay? That'll be more aggressive. By right, you should wait until the bar close. Then you enter the next Monday, if it's a bullish EXE. Okay? Okay, let me take a look at some of the things that I've shortlisted, like Nvidia. Okay? Okay, Nvidia came down. Let me share with you guys. It may not be executed today, but Nvidia is something to watch. Mother bar, baby bar. You can see mother bar, baby bar, third bar, goes below mother bar low, fourth bar. Okay? So if Nvidia were to do any, let's say, if Nvidia, let's say, right, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, right, by the 6th bar, right, it turns into a bullish EXE and goes above this 176.76, right? This swing low, right, then this will be a bullish FS false bottom scenario for Nvidia. Okay? So I will monitor this. Right? I will monitor this. This could turn into a bullish FS false bottom for Nvidia. Okay? Okay, ADP. Okay, ADP looks good. Remember, this is what I teach you guys. Right? This is what I just teach you guys. Power sell down, right? Power sell down, you can see that. You can see over here. Mother bar, baby bar, third bar. The third bar is a bullish pin bar at the 200 SMA. At the 200 SMA. Okay? So ADP is a candidate to look out for. Okay? Let me just go through all the things that I have on my list. Zero group. Mother bar, baby bar, third bar, fourth bar. Zero group. 69. Okay? Mother bar, baby bar, third bar, fourth bar. Fourth bar is a bullish market bar. Okay, let me just log into my account first. Okay, so but then again, I prefer when I enter a trade, guys, I want to enter right the EX not beyond the bullish EXE high. So in this case, you can see that the current bar is above the bullish EXE, which I don't like. Okay, I want to enter, let's say below this line, which is the high of this bullish EXE is 71.46. Okay, it must be trading below 71.46, then I will consider. But right now it's at 71.92. So even though it's a valid bullish FS false bottom, I will wait first for zero group. Okay, let me go back to ADP. Okay, see guys, ADP is a valid bullish FS test 200 SMA. So let's say I want to enter here. Okay, it's fine. It's within the bullish pin EXE, right? So usually I ask myself, like, if I were to enter here, right? Let's say I were to enter here. Right, let's say I put my stop loss, let's say somewhere here. Okay, so how do I put my stop loss? I usually like to put my stop loss somewhere near the immediate swing low. Right? So in this case, I think that I can have a bit more leeway, maybe I put it slightly lower. Wherever I choose to put, right, let me just put a nice number. Wherever I choose to put, right, where I put my stop loss, right, I must make sure that the difference between my entry and my stop loss, right, is not more than the current 1 ATR distance. You can see over here at the bottom of my screen, right, the current 1 ATR distance is $9.54. So if I were to enter at 253.3 minus 246.2, this would still be lower than the current 1 ATR distance. Understand? So in my view, I think it's okay. Right? So let's say, guys, if I want to enter here at 246.2, entry at 253.3. Okay? I will have to enter at how many shares? I can round up to 141. 140.8 because I can only buy whole number, right? So maybe if I buy 141, I probably go up to 141 in this case. Okay? Somebody may ask me why do I use the title? I can use the title because title stop loss if I want. Right? I could use the title stop loss if I want. So if I use the title stop loss, what do I change here? I can change it to 246.45. Then the number of shares will be 146. Okay? So example over here, let's say I go to ADP. Right? Let me go to my main account. Okay, go to ADP, right? So how many shares should I buy? 146. Okay, I always use GTC, good deal cancel, good deal cancel. Attached order means it's OCO order. Okay, usually I just put any number first. If I want to fast execution, right, I'll put any number first, maybe 300. Even stop loss, right, I may just put any number, maybe 240. Just any number first. Good deal cancel, good deal cancel. Just any number. Why? Because sometimes I want to faster enter the trade. Right, maybe I just want to enter here at 30. RTH, no. Only enter during cash market open. And once I'm good to go, I will just press submit. They will ask you this, whether it's beyond use price management. I usually put do not use. Okay, I can go and look at my trades over here. Okay, it should show up here. Where is it? Sorry, guys. Okay, so usually the client portal is a bit clunky. Okay, client portal is a bit clunky. Let me just investigate here. Okay. Sometimes it's a bit buggy. That's why the thing doesn't come. I'm just going to shake the thing. Okay, so I have already submitted this. Not yet filled. So, you see, usually what I do is I will just hit. Okay. Do I get filled? If I don't get filled, what I do is I will just hit the market. Okay. 253.9. That's my fill. Okay, so somebody may ask me, as you know, I'm doing this live. So usually I got front run. So I need to do it fast. Okay. So of course I need to give some leeway for my adjustments here. So what happens is that, so I entered at 253.90. Okay. I should have entered lower, but since I entered 253.9, I'm basically paying up 60 cents, right? I'm paying up 60 cents. So I ask myself this. Since I pay up 60 cents, right, this, let me just adjust this. My entry is in this line, guys, in this green line. I paid up 60 cents, but then again, I don't want my stop loss to be actually it's fine, right? I can pay up my stop loss as well. Since I pay up 60 cents, I can adjust my stop loss up 60 cents as well. So this will become what? 247.05. Okay. And to me, this is just slightly below the immediate, just slightly below the immediate swing low because I paid up. So in my Excel sheet, I need to adjust 247.05, 253.90. Okay, that's how you see my number. I pay up 60 cents. I pay up my stop loss as well. This happens in live trading as well. Sometimes I have to pay up. But I think it's okay because I know that I'll still be entering within the sweet spot or within the range of the bullish pin bar. Okay, if I still want to maintain a certain let's say buffer, right, I can adjust it down. I could adjust it down lower if I want. Maybe 246.9. Right, maybe just to give myself a bit more buffer on the downside if I want. Okay, if not, I can just leave it because it's still okay. 247. I can just leave it at 247.05. Okay. Okay, I'll leave it at 247.05 then, since I paid up. Okay, so in this case, right, you can see if my stop loss is at 253, that's 247.05, long entry 253.9, my take profit target should be 265.55. So usually what I like to do is 265.55. Okay, 265.55. So if the price hit here, I will make 1.7. Okay, this is a considered bullish FS test, 200 SMA. So remember just now, because I want to enter fast, right, my orders I didn't put correctly. Okay, so my take profit order I need to change this. So I'll go to my platform, I'll change this to 265.55. Okay, so you can change it when you just click on this 3 button here, right? Stop loss is actually 247.05. That's it. Okay, you can see guys, when I enter a trade, I usually put all this OC order. I have all this OC order in my account. I have all this buy sell OC order in my account. Why? Like DKNG, I have a trade on DKNG. Why? Because when I enter a trade, once I put in the OC order, I can go and do my own thing. I don't have to monitor this. Right? You hit the target, I know I make money. If you hit my stop loss, I know it's controlled. Right? Like Josh Ross mentioned, it's not whether you're wrong, right? In the end, it's how much you make when you're right, how much you lose when you're wrong. Okay, we use OC orders to manage the trade so that there is little micro management involved. But in terms of taking profit, sometimes I have to look at the chart. But because it's a weekly chart, even when I want to take profit, I can have more leeway because it's on the weekly chart. I have more time to consider. Okay, so actually this one is the first one that I entered. Stop ADP weekly. Strategy is next one SMA. Or 6. Expected take profit 265.55. Entry 259.90 because I have to chase, right? 247.05. Okay. Okay. So this is the entry for trade. Okay. Okay, so this is done. So let me see if I can find another one. Okay, ON is also on. On is on mother bar, baby bar, third bar goes below mother bar low and goes below the swing low. You see guys, price goes down, goes up, this is the swing low. Okay. On, right, as a bullish pin bar. So question is, let's say I want to enter here. Stop loss at 44.35. Is it beyond, with the difference between the entry and stop loss, is it more than the current one ATR of $4.15? How do you put this one ATR distance? How do you put, right click, studies, edit studies, go to ATR. By default, it's Wilder's right, change to simple. This is like the average range of the last 14 bars. Okay, so 7.63 minus 44.34, this will give me $3.28. Actually, it's still okay. Right, actually, this is actually considered still relatively okay. Okay, but I don't enter beyond this high. I don't enter beyond the high. So let's see. Okay, let's see. I'll just put a record here. I may not want to enter this. Okay. Next, let me see. KTOS. KTOS. On the bar, baby bar, for bar. This is what, guys? This is a uptrend retracement test 20 SMA. 2 bar in between as you consider down, continuous down. 2 bars in between. Okay. On the bar, baby bar, for bar. 4 bar is a bullish market bar. Okay. So if I enter here, let's say here, right? Let's say I enter here. My stop loss at this line here. Is it more than the current one distance? The difference 75.95 minus 64.53. This will be $10.42. Still okay. KTOS. But then again, if I enter now, this bar has not really formed. This bar have not really formed. Okay, so this one potential setup, but must wait until end of the week for confirmation. Same for CDE. I found this CDE as well. You can see over here, right? Price goes up. Retrace. Mother bar, baby bar, third bar, fourth bar. Current bar as well. Let's see, guys. Current bar. Let's say enter at this line. Right? 14.88 minus 13.46. This will be $1.42, which is less than the current 1 ATR, which is okay. I want to enter in a way that the entry minus stop loss is the difference, right, is less than the current 1 ATR. If it's more than that, means it's difficult for me to aim for my for the stock to go to hit my take profit target later on. So that's the benchmark that usually what I like to make sure that the things I enter are is less than the 1 ATR distance. Okay. Sorry guys, I think my platform locked out again. Let me just log in again. That's the problem with the current water, you can't lock me out. Let me take a look at some of the trades. On now, guys. Okay. Let me take a look later again at I don't know Z. Okay, Z. What's the point of Z? Zero, right? Right. Go on, guys. Go on. Okay, the point of this is that the price, right, is now above this bullish market bar. Okay, so I would prefer it to go below this 71.76 or 46. Okay. Oh, one more NVTS. Okay, NVTS, the price goes up, retrace, mother bar, baby bar, third bar, fourth bar. So fourth bar pending bullish exit to form. The fourth bar pending the bullish exit form. Okay, so see, I have some examples, but they are still pending the bullish exit to form. ADP we have entered. I've re-entered. Okay, I will just take a trade on. Stop loss 44.35. Long entry 47 point, let's say 770. 298. So let's say on. Okay, I take 299. 299. Dash orders. This is your OCO order. So same thing, I'll do it fast. I'll just key in anything first. Okay, then once I'm done. I'm not filled. Okay. Okay, I'm filled. I'm filled 47.68, which is what I intended. Okay. So I'm filled 2 cents lower than my intention, which is good. I think I got a good fill, 47.68. So if I go 47.68, so my stop loss can be 2 cents lower, 44.33. Right. So sometimes what you see, guys, if you get filled, like me, if I get filled 2 cents lower, my stop loss can be 2 cents lower as well, if I maintain the same size. Okay. So in this case, right, let me just go back to the chart here. 68. Okay, 47.68. My take profit target is 53.38. 53.38. 53.38. Okay. Stop loss 44.4, 44.33. Because pay up. Oh, sorry, pay down, yeah. Because I entered 2 cents lower, I can push it down. So give me a bit more buffer, 2 cents buffer, right? Okay. So once I'm done, what I'm going to do, adjust it in my orders here. Take profit is going to be at 53.38. Okay, done. You can see where this change, right? You can see over here, 53.38. You can see like this one, 53.38. Stop loss, 44.33. So sometimes I enter fast, right? I'll just put a very high, take profit target, a very low, take stop loss. I enter first. Enter it, and adjust my OC order properly. That's it. ON is done. This is based on bullish FS fourth bottom scenario. 299. The profit target 53.38. Entry 47.68. Stop loss 44.33. Oops. Okay. Let's see if we got 3. I got 2 now. Let's look at ADP. Okay, I think it's holding up well. KTOS. Okay, only ADP and ON right now is executable. The one I'm watching, like for example Z, this one never go below, the price never come down to the below 71.46. KTOS. If I enter KTOS, I need to what? I need to take a view that the bullish bar will remain as a bullish bar, a bullish EXE by the end of the week. That's the view I need to have. Okay, for KTOS. CD, same thing. CD, same thing. Right. Okay, so what I'm showing you is a very practical thing, guys. These are some of the nuances, right? Nuances means the details when I trade. Sometimes I'll enter something, right? Then the thing move. I tell myself how much I pay up, but I still enter first because I know it's still within the bullish EXE range, for example. Then I adjust accordingly later on. Same thing here, right? Someone may ask me, okay, let's say this example here. Can I take? I would say can, but it's more aggressive. It means you're waiting for the bullish EXE. You're betting that the bullish EXE will form by the end of the week. So this is usually what I call a more aggressive entry. A more aggressive entry. Okay? Let's say I don't mind entering a more aggressive entry. Let's say I put stop loss at $13.46, entry at $14.95. Right? Let's say. Okay? Maybe I put 15. Okay? Because it's a more aggressive entry, right? I may not want to enter all my size. Maybe I enter I don't put in all my size first. But let's say I scared that it may just go to become a big green bar. So to balance out, sometimes I may do this. I may just enter half of my intended size or 75% of my intended size. Because today is Tuesday. If it's on Friday, I want to enter, right? The PTP folks will know. Those who in PTP will know that if I enter something on Friday before market the bar close, I take a more aggressive entry. I usually enter 75% of my intended size. But because today is Tuesday, there's still like 3 more trading days. Anything can happen. But because if I don't mind taking a more aggressive entry, then I would say that 50% of my intended size, let's say $5 would be reasonable. Okay, so let's say I take this trade. Let's say I take this trade. CDE, right? I take a 50% size. It will be 325. You cancel. Again, I put very high and very low, low first, lower than the current price first. And then I'll adjust my on the go. 14.9 to 4343. Let me see if I got filled. 14.9. Okay, I got filled 14.9. Okay, 14.9. I entered 343. Okay, so my internet size should be 347. Because I entered slightly lower, right? I took a low size, it's fine. I think it's around 50% is fine. So usually if I feel that I entered 2 liter, right? My students will know that if I enter 2 liter, then now it's about 4 shares difference, usually I will just ignore. If I find that that's like not I should enter more, right, then I'll just enter again to make sure that I got my intended size. In this case, I think it's fine. It's only a 4 share difference, a very minimum difference. So I will just leave it. Okay, my take profit target will be what? Take profit target will be, based on this current entry, right, will be 1735. So I may increase this size if the bullish EXE remain as it is by the end of the week. By the end of the week, I'll see where is it. I'll add another $500. If you go against me, how? Okay, we'll talk about that later. Let me just put in case I forget. Let me just amend this. Sometimes I forget. Okay. Take profit is 1735. Stop loss 1346. Done. Okay, double check. Take profit 1735. Stop loss 1346. That's it. I got my ADP. Okay, all my orders are in. That's usually how it. You see, I got all my other orders here, like DPZ, OXY, DKNG, all these. All my orders in my trading account, right? I enter with OCO. Yeah, some I never enter OCO, then I'll make sure I mentally know where's my stop loss. I cut myself. Or most of the time I put in OCO myself as well. Okay, that's usually what I do. Then what I do is I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it in the account and let the market do the job. Okay, so the question I think a lot of people ask me is that, okay, Elton, you enter this based on a more aggressive entry, right? What if by the end of this week, right, it didn't turn into a bullish EXE and then the price came down? Then I will do what we call a scratch. Scratch means I will just close it. I'll just close the trade no matter what on Monday, right? Actually, not no matter what on Monday. Sometimes if I enter the size already, by Friday, when the market close, then we'll know, right? Let's say by market close, there's no bullish EXE. Then on Friday, there's no bullish EXE, right? Then on Monday, what I'll do is, I will see how the price action move. If the price action starts to go against me, then I will just close it. I will scratch it. And usually I will lose maybe half of what I've entered. Maybe in this case, 250, which is still manageable, right? Because I never go in full size. Understand? But if it starts to go in my intended direction, that means upwards, then I may continue to hold the trade. Then by the end of next week, if it turns into bullish EXE, then I'll add back the another $500. So it really depends. It's a bit more discretion involved. Okay, like I said, if you're a new trader, you should go for those that the bullish EXE has already formed. Then you enter, like ON and ADP. The bullish EXE already formed. CDE, I just want to show you guys, sometimes I take a more aggressive entry. Some of my students know me. Sometimes, especially on Friday. Sometimes I don't want to wait for the thing to close. Because to me, it's like very late at night. If it's a bullish EXE, I may just leave it there and usually it will close. And 85% of the time, I can tell you, they will usually close as bullish EXE. 15% of the time, I will see what happens on Monday. Monday, I see go against me, I'll just close it. Usually, I lose 50% of what I've entered. However, if you go in my favor, I'll just leave it there. Right? And then if there's a bullish EXE, I'll increase my size by the end of next week as well. Okay? So by the end of this week, if this bullish EXE remain, I'll add back my $500. Okay, guys, let's say by the end of this week, the bar goes higher and close at and going to close at $15.48. How should I enter my size? What you should do, let's say by the end of next week, right? By the end of this week, let's say let me just put this. Okay, guys. So let's say by the end of this week, right? Let's say the green bar starts to form and close here, $15.48. And you by the late night you want to enter at $15.48. You don't have to enter the market close, maybe like after 12. If you want to enter like me, I don't want to do the very end. I'll just enter after 12 if I still like the trade. Right? Let's say it hovers around $15.48. Stop loss remain at $13.46, right? And if you want to add in your other half, let's say another $500. So what I do is I can just use $15.48 minus my stop loss, $13.46. This will give me the number of shares I should be buying. For example, this is how much? This will be 247.5, which is approximately 248 shares to buy. You can still use the Excel sheet to tell you how much to do your own sizing to know how much to buy. You can use the Excel sheet, the price action manipulation Excel sheet. Okay, but if you manually do it, you can do it yourself. This is your entry minus stop loss. Okay, divide by the risk that you want to put in, extra risk you want to put in. Understand? Okay. So let me just pin here as well. For documentation purposes. Number 3, CDE strategy. Bullish FS test 20 SMA in uptrend. We call this in uptrend retracement. Size I entered 343. Okay, so far my risk is $500. Around $500 so far. My take profit target right now is $17.35. So of course, if you add shares on Friday, right, then your take profit target, your average price will change. It's normal. Then once you can see your average price in your indirect focus account, you use the average price, you can project what's your take profit target as well. Your new take profit target, then you have to adjust it manually. Okay? So there's a lot of nuances, small details involved, guys. Okay? This one when you do live trading, you understand more in details. Okay? So the market moves, right? Sometimes you have to adjust. Okay. Alright, so these three I've already done. ADP. Okay, I'll leave it here for ADP. Okay, ADP is a bullish FS test 200 SMA. Sell down bullish FS at the 200 SMA. Other bar, baby button bar is a bullish pin bar. Okay. And then we have sorry, on. On is bullish FS false bottom. Other bar, baby button bar. The bar is a bullish pin bar and also close above the swing low. Okay, and CDE. CDE aggressive entry not yet formed, but I took a $500 aggressive entry. Because actually I like this kind of uptrend retracement in no man's land. My students know that I like this kind uptrend retracement in no man's land one. Okay. Okay, so let me just cover some details here. Which time frame should I use for bullish FS strategy? Okay, you can use it in if you're using okay, wait guys. If you're using short term, right? In the PEM course, we look at 5 days, 30 minutes chart. Okay, for swing trading, swing trading stocks you can look at 1 year, 2 days chart, or the 4 years, 1 week chart. Okay, what's estimated feedback? If you're looking at 5 days, 30 minutes, right, it's less than 24 hours. If you look at swing trading 1 year, 2 days, it should be around 1.5 weeks. 4 years, 1 week is around 1.5 months. Okay, that's our expectation. How much feedback? How long feedback means here, take profit or your stop loss. What's the most important scenario? By right is the test 200 SMA scenario. Should we use the trading stop loss when the price goes in our favor? Okay, so I personally don't prefer that. Right. So let me share with you guys. So let's say a long, right? This is a stop loss. This is a take profit target. Okay, this is what we call the 1R distance, right? So if the price go in my favor, okay, guys, I use a more distinct color. The price go in my favor, right, by at least 1R distance, right? 1R distance already, right? Let's say. I may choose to tighten up my stop loss. That means I may choose to push it up to minus 0.5R. For every 1R distance, I may choose to tighten by half R. You understand? So I don't like to quickly go and put it to break even. Because when I was trading last time as a new trader, I realized that there's a lot of time when I'm very scared to lose, right? When I'm very scared to lose, the more I will lose. That means every time the price go a little bit up, I go and tighten to break even. Then what happens is that I encountered scenarios where the market may come down and take me out, then go up higher. And the feeling is even worse than cutting loss. Because the bus came back and then you drop off the bus and then the bus go into your direction, destination. Right? I don't like that. So in trading, I always tell myself that I rather cut sometimes. If I'm really wrong, right, just come and take me out. I can tell you there's a lot of times, right, when the price, right, almost hit my stop loss, like 1 or 2 cents. I think this year probably 3 or 4 times. Almost hit my stop loss, but never touch my stop loss. I just leave it there. What most people do is they thought that because the thing going to hit them, they close themselves, right? For me, I'll just leave it there. Right? Especially the newer is the more I don't touch. Right? Hit my stop loss, I just leave it there. And you know what? Sometimes, right, you can just reverse all the way. I think Twist Bioscience was one trade. Twist Bioscience, I think that's TWST. That was what happened. Almost hit my stop loss, 2 cents near my stop loss. I didn't touch it. It reversed all the way to my target. Okay? So I prefer to just leave it there. Right? It's optional. You don't have to adjust your stop loss if you don't want. It's optional. Okay, should I enter my orders after market open? It's recommended to enter only when market is open, during the cash market, because that's where there is more liquidity. Okay, pre-market, post-market may not be advisable because it's a bit more illiquid. Illiquid means that you may get a very bad feel if you get stop out. Right, and sometimes it doesn't mean that before or after market you get a better price. Sometimes you thought you get a better price during pre-market, but cash market open you get even better price. So I prefer to only execute as a matter of to keep things. I don't have surprises because of liquidity. Maybe because if you enable the stop loss during pre or post market, right, you may get a very large slippage if you get stop out. So I prefer to enter or exit anything during cash market. Okay, so that's generally what I think the most of the frequently asked question in when we go through this live session. All right, so let me just go to move on to some of the testimonials from my students who have many of them have been through the PEM course, the price action manipulation course, and also some of them have been through the PTP. PTP is just like OTP and UIP, which is the live trading playbook that I personally use. Today we have more than 120 over trades done. I'll talk more about that later on. Okay, I'll talk more about PTP later on. So Joshua is one of my students, right, in our community, right? I met him personally before live and also did an interview with him before. So on the 1st of Jan 2025. Right, he actually shared this testimonials with our community in the PEM chat. So I just want to mention here, right, that he's really just a typical Singaporean, but he took certain action, right, that actually changed his financials. Right, he mentioned here he has a kid a few years back when he sent this, right, he was being pressured by his family members to purchase a family car in Singapore. But you know, in Singapore actually we have a very high tax policy for cars, very high COE, right? So he sees this as a more of a financial liability. I instead use the money to invest in the US market after watching Adam's free YouTube video back during COVID time. Right, the decision not to purchase a car in the short term actually gave a lot of inconveniences, but this helped him to compound his wealth, right, in the next 3 years due to delayed gratification. In fact, he mentioned that he spent 15K in financial education courses, purchasing courses from Brianna and others, and this did not sit well with family members as financial courses are usually perceived to scam others of their money. I don't know about other people's courses, but personally I think that you would have saved more than half of it if you just focus on Brianna, right, in Brianna courses, right. Now, of course, I'm biased. Okay, but I personally also believe in what Adam and what Bang have taught, right. I personally attended Bang's option course. I think it's a wonderful course. I attended Adam's course before, and I think they are very dedicated, and I've seen how, even behind the scenes, I've seen how the kind of dedication they have. And I learned from Adam from Bang, right, when I conduct my own training course as well. Okay. So he mentioned that he takes his financial journey very seriously. In fact, fast forward 2024, end of 2024 last year, right, he actually shared with us that he made about 60% return, which is almost half a million Sing dollar year-to-date returns, very impressive in a very tough year, I would say. Right, and then he's unofficially a Singapore millionaire within 3 years of investing, trading without leverage and options. Without leverage and options. Okay, so this is really impressive, right? It means that he has really I would say internalized a lot of things that Adam Bang or even myself has taught him throughout the years. Okay, and he's a very active member in our PAM community, and I believe that many of you will learn from him, right, in our community where he shares his trading ideas and so on, right? Okay, just like many students, I think it's a very active group. When you're inside PAM, you can find this friendly chat group. I think sometimes they even organize outing themselves, right? Okay, so it's a I would say you really meet real traders inside, where even veteran traders like Josh inside, who's trading and managing their own money, and some of them even use different styles of trading after learning from after learning the things strategies in PAM. Like Asanka, I think this is not just the only time he posts. Actually, he posts many times, right? But I just want to share with you guys this example of what he usually posts inside our group. Very dedicated trader. He's not just inside PAM, he's inside other Adams and Bang's group as well, I believe, right? And he mentioned this in May. He started trading using TQQQ intraday using PAM setup. So you do more short-term trading. Uptrend retracement test 8 or 20 years EMA, false bottom, and DR1 scenarios using 1 minute chart. So personally, I don't really trade too low time frame, but he actually modified strategy in a way that he can help him trade on a low time frame. Good for him, right? I think he has mastered the art of short-term trading, right? And also gained very good win rate with a 65% win rate, 2R, risk reward, capital 150k, and he recorded a money return of 12%. During this time, he only have 19 win. He only got 2 losing days, 19 winning days, 394 trades done. Right? You guys can see he actually posts the results over here. As well, very transparent results here. Okay. And other students, when they saw this, right, they were very inspired by the camaraderie, I believe, right? Inside the group, right? The positive vibe inside the group, right? When even Jovan, one of my students here, mentioned that this shifts his paradigm to what is possible with the right knowledge and skill. The amount of knowledge I've accumulated and shared in the last, and that was being shared in the group, in the PAM community, in the last 6 to 8 months of this chat is so fascinating to watch and to be a part of, right? Even though some students are new, but because of some of the veteran traders sharing their ideas and knowledge in good times and bad times, right? They encourage each other, right? And they share their trading ideas, right? You can learn from all these traders. And I'll say that trading should not be a lonely journey, right? It's good to bounce off ideas with fellow traders and understanding how they trade. You open up your perspective. Like sometimes you thought that this cannot be done, but then again, you saw someone does it and be successful. Then you will tell yourself why this guy can do it that way. This will open up your perspective. I also learn from my students, right? In the PAM community over the years. Okay. Okay, way over here, one of my students in the price action manipulation course, he mentioned that not intending to show off, more to hold myself accountable to and be consistent every month. Thanks to the great community here for sharing our experiences and trades. So he made about 86 trades in the month of May. Realized the $29,000 profit. Very impressive, guys, right? I believe this is definitely more than the usual salary, right? Money salary that most people have. And they are able to, a lot of students are able to really clock these results almost every month. Good times, bad times. I also share, I think Eve is also a very active member in our PAM community. Okay? She's a very supportive student as well, right? I know that she's always encouraging other students to enroll into PAM, right? So, and also because she benefited greatly from the teachings in PAM, right? She mentioned that she made use of the PAM strategies taught by me, right, for some of the options entries, and using what she learned from Adam as well, right? Entering them on fundamentally good stock. She's also a student of Bang option course, right? So basically mentioned that in PAM, this helps her to open up her eyes to understanding what price action means. This really gives the trader an added advantage to detect bullish and bearish signals early. Okay? So you can see that she break down her monthly results, right? Also, it's very impressive, right? Almost like 5-figure profits average every month. Good times, bad times. April was the US China trade war, right? She still became still up for the month, May, up even almost double of the previous month. So that's very impressive, right? And these students are actually made back many times the cost fee that enrollment fee that they have invested into the program. Okay. So a lot of students ask in the chat, right? Should you quit your full-time job to do this? And I'll say that you don't really need to, if you have fulfillment in what you do, right? Like some of my students, right? In the PAM community, I recently interviewed a few months ago. I interviewed one of my students. If I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly, she told me that she is a tax associate, right, in one MNC, right? And she told me that last time she don't dare to speak up in doing meeting, but now because she's consistently trading and making good profits in her trading and investment, right? Doing meeting now, she can voice out very strongly now, because at most she got retrenched and then she probably get a good package and can focus on trading, right? Because she knows that she has a skill already. She has a skill and whatever happens doesn't really matter, right? Okay, so if you still love to do your have fulfillment in what you do, I think it's okay to continue. Right? I have students who are engineers, teachers, bankers, analysts, right? Some of them still continue to do their day job because they love to teach, because they love to do what they do, right? But I'll say that if you are very busy with your day job, then you can consider swing trading. Because swing trading, you need less than 15 minutes a day to manage your trade. Okay? Right, and then you can consider stocks trading, forex futures, and even cryptocurrency trading. And if you're interested to do short-term trading, you can trade forex futures and stocks. Stocks, we have this special lesson called DR1X for scalping stocks. Okay? Of course, if you don't like your boss, you don't like your job, then you can do this full time, right? Okay, I have students who does that. I have friends who does that. I can share with you guys. My own brother, ever since I started the PAM course, right? My brother was also from one of the top tier US bank. The same bank as where I was last time, right? And he quit one day and he, he's my brother, so I teach him, right? But I can tell you why I teach him, right? It's the same thing as I teach my students. There's no like special spoon feeding. In fact, I would say I'm a brother who's very tough love, right? Most of the time he has to really go and find out himself, right? And my own brother, right? No privilege. He get the same information as what I share with my students. I mean the same timing as well, right? He's inside PTP, but he will only know what I buy or sell only in PTP. Right? I can tell my own brother has been doing this for full time for more than 10 years, and this is his only job. And I can tell he's almost semi-retired. Through trading, investing, doing all this. Okay? He's doing this full time. It's a full time dad of 2 kids. Some of my friends are also like that. So this is really a very serious profession, right? And skill set, I would say. Right? For those of you keen to learn this alternative skill, right? Start early. My advice is to start early. So introducing you guys, the PAM Mastery course, for those of you who are not enrolled, Okay, let me share the curriculum. The first lesson in the PEM mastery package, right, there is level 1, level 2. So lesson 1, I will go through the intro to price action manipulation trading, right? We'll go into market basic and market makers. Who are the big boys, how they move, manipulate the markets, some of the lingos, terminologies that you should know as a new trader, so that you're on par with the veteran traders in the program. Okay, so no excuse even if you're slow learner, guys. Okay, I have a lot of students, more 80% are considered slow learner, or I would not say slow learner, beginner traders, but because of the support system, right, it helps them to eventually understand the things that I teach. Of course, you need to put in some effort to go through the curriculum again, right? That's why we created a lot of support system for you guys, like the on-demand video tutorials. You can pause the video, you can rewind the video, you can keep watching until you understand, right? And if you have any questions, you can always ask me or the coaches in the chat. Okay, trade mechanics, identify market flow and price trend. So this will teach you guys what is margin and how to avoid margin call, and how to identify trends. Okay. Lesson 3, big clear demand supply manipulation. Identifying key stop levels by market makers, demand supply manipulation for double top and double bottom levels. This is a very important lesson. I personally made a lot of money using this the things I learned in this that I teach my students here. Basically, I teach you guys where all the stop losses being placed by the retailers because these are the key levels where market makers will chase for manipulation to take place. Okay, and if you know this, right, you can fund run the manipulation. You can take advantage of what happened to other traders when they get stopped out, right, and you can enter at a safer price. Okay. This is more on risk management for level lesson 4 to do your sizing and risk management. Okay. Okay, and how to enter using this OCO order. Okay, some parts of it I already covered in the program just now in the using Excel sheet, but we'll talk more about money management during the course. Okay, and execution signal, right? The 3 standard bar analysis, right? We'll go into more examples on the execution bars. And switch entry and exit, the conservative and aggressive style. Okay, I will teach you guys this thing called trade structuring in the program. In fact, recently I uploaded a new lesson. Recently I revised the entire entry exit lesson. So when you guys enroll into the PEM mastery course, you'll get the latest one. You'll be able to enjoy the latest updated lesson here. Okay, and the strategy for trade formation, continuation trading, and reversal trading is what you guys have learned, right? Today, but in the program itself, we'll go into more examples. There's actually a lot more examples, right? But today we have due time constraint. I have to go through them quite quickly. In the program, lesson 7, lesson 8 will have more examples here, right? And lesson 9 will be the additional strategy called DR1, which is also one of my favorite very potent strategy in 10. Okay, so you're gonna learn this with a lot of examples. And for swing trading setup, right? By default, we'll be using a thing of swim and we'll use the thing of swim and TC for swinging. You'll also be given this thing called the scripts to do your scanning. Okay, if you don't have thing of swim access or TC, don't worry, guys. Every week, me and my coaches will post the weekly scan results onto the Discord channel, even if you don't have the scanner. Okay, so let's say level will be more on a unit trading plan for it's like your expected goal post of how much you expect to your goal post of how much you expect to make per week, per month, per quarter, per year. Okay, based on your risk tolerance and your style of trading. In terms of charting, the brokerage platform is more on the brokerage setup, right? By default, I'll be using thing of swim charts. Okay, if you don't have access to thing of swim, right, I also will have video tutorials on how to use Interactive Brokers, TradingView, and TC2000. Okay, and then at the end of level 1, I'll cover mental models of professional traders. How you guys can adapt and adopt a winning trading psychology. Okay. In level 2, we're going to expand into more strategy to learn how to trade different more scenarios of the market. Right, some of my potent strategies also here. Right, and also we look at short-term trading as well, and swing trading, futures, forex, commodities and forex, and crypto market as well. And how to trade crisis, I mentioned just now, right? How to trade crisis is actually this lesson. Okay, so lesson 1, market accumulation and distribution rotation model. You're going to learn in the last 100 years how all these boom and bust cycle occurs and how to take advantage of the market when there's a crisis. I'll share with you guys, right, that that's how I traded the COVID crisis, the recent April sell down, right? We look at this particular pattern whenever there's a crisis. Lesson 2, price momentum analysis, we will understand, you're going to learn more about waves and flush. There's a relationship between wave and flush, right? If there's a wave, there's a certain wave and flush pattern comes out, it usually tells us that the price action is getting topish, right? And so on. So if you understand price momentum, this will help you guys to identify when market is getting topish, or even at the bottom of the chart when it's starting to reverse back up. Okay, so these are the core, I would say, main strategy structures as well, right? The UC1, DC1, UC2, DC2 for continuation trading, uptrend continuation, downtrend continuation. These are our acronyms. Okay, up continuation 1, down continuation 1, U up continuation 2, down continuation 2. If you think that bullish FS is good, some of these strategies, all these strategies that I have, right, DR, UC, they are even, to me, right, they're all like my babies. They're even more potent. They're also as potent as the bullish and bearish FS. Okay, lesson 5 will be on divergence for UC structure to check for additional check for continuation strategy. So some of you ask me, how do you know like certain markets going to do a major reversal or major recovery? I look out for this strategy called UR2 and DR2, ultimate reversal in price trends. Understand? So you're going to learn this as well, right? This is going to be very important, even if you're investing. I have a lot of students who are investors as well. If they see a UR2, they'll be very cautious. I think recently, Meta actually did a UR2. So some of my students who know about UR2, they're mostly on the defense, right? Even though they're an investor. So if you know this kind of thing, right, price action detail, reversal structure, this will help you, even if you're an investor, to avoid major sell down and take advantage of the markets when there is a retracement. Okay? There's an additional strategy called inside bar break for high time frame trading. Okay? So you guys want to learn this as well, right? To teach you guys how to buy high, sell higher. Okay, one of my students, Eric, have use this strategy. And he shared his actually results here, right, by using the IBB setup. So there will be a script for IBB as well inside bar break. Okay, that will be given to you. So the DR1X will be scalping stocks on the low time frame. Okay, I can share with you guys. Someone out there could have charged you guys $2,000 to $3,000 for this strategy alone. This strategy was put in as a bonus actually, right, for all my students. I put it under lesson 8 here. Okay, it's really the stress. It's a new it wasn't in the program last time. I actually added this like in the last few years. It's a special strategy for scalping stocks. Okay, on the low time frame. It's a very simple stock scalping strategy. Okay, so again, you guys will learn this in the level 2. Futures, commodities market, ventures to trade index, forex, commodities, you'll be taught here as well. Like in S&P, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, forex futures, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, copper, gold, platinum, palladium, all these things are the key timing to trade them. I will cover in class. I started my career in the prop desk. I trade mainly futures and forex, so I have extensive experience trading all these asset classes. Okay, so I'll share my experience, more of my experience in some of these the futures lessons. Okay, how does professional traders manage expiration risk and rolling of the futures contracts? how do you set up your futures trading screen and do your sizing and risk management for futures as well. Okay. And for those looking to trade forex, you can also learn it within the PEM course, and also to understand do your risk control, risk management in forex. Okay. And there'll be a particular lesson here on short-term trading in futures and forex market. How do I scalp the futures and forex market? Okay, with a lot of examples. Okay. And also for those of you keen to trade crypto, there is a portion on crypto. It's not going to be like a entire crypto course here that teach you DeFi, airdrop, this kind of thing. To me, right, the most of the money being made in crypto is still in terms of trading it. Right, all these things like other things, it's not the main, like earning interest, all these are not the main thing, right? You still need, I think the most important is to have the skill, the strategy to learn how to trade the setups. Okay, even if you see that a coin is good, there's good fundamentals. I won't be covering here in terms of crypto fundamentals. It's enough for you to set up the accounts, which exchange to use, and for those of you keen to trade crypto, right, this is a lesson in economics, in my view. Student, right? I would say that the course is actually done in a way that it's incremental learning, right? So that's why it's level 1, level 2, right? It's incremental learning, and there'll be support along the way to help you guys. Like the bonus, doing the bonuses, right? Why will be here to actually in the jumpstart workshop to guide you on how to set up your account, talk to you through about the orders, right? And he'll share with you guys his, some basic trading info that you need as a new trader. So don't worry, even if you are new or beginner traders, right? All this will be covered in the program. Okay. So let me get on now to the exclusive bonus by PP, right? Okay, so there will be lifetime access, right, to the PEM trader discussion group. Okay, worth about $1,200 a year. Okay, so me, Adam, Mark, actually inside here. Of course, I'll be the one also mostly managing the group. Every day I answer questions there. Okay. So you also can get ideas from fellow traders inside the group. You're not sure whether it's valid or not. You can always ask in this chat. It's very good for new traders, I would say, because if you have any questions on trading, you can get feedback straight away. Okay. And also the trade review sheet, right? For if you have any questions on, let's say, the setup, whether it's valid or not, right? You can always post it here. Here the coaches review, then we review up to 50 trades a day, 250 trades a week. Okay. For me personally, right, some of the ideas that I get to trade like bullish FSDR, you see in different time frames, right? As I reviewed some of the setup that I review, I get ideas from there as well. I get ideas from my students who post inside this review sheet. Okay, so this will be very helpful for those of you who are new students and you want to have more examples, alright, when you get started learning a particular strategy. You also receive this risk and money management spreadsheet worth $100, right? PP will be giving you guys this Excel sheet together with the money management sheet, Excel sheet, right? And I'll teach you guys how to use it in the program. Okay, and the trade screening scripts here, the URDR, bullish, bearish, FS, UCDC, and inside bar break. Okay, worth $181, only for Think or Swing and TC2000 platform. Okay, so think of this. I'll also be giving you guys the test 200 SMA script. Okay, even if you don't have the thing of access to Think or TC2000, right? Don't worry, we'll be posting the scanning results every week in the Discord channel. Also, we'll also be giving you guys as a bonus, right? The quick reference guide worth about $400, right? Inside the community. Okay. All in all, right, enrollment to a PEM mastery, guys, right, is worth in total access to level 1, level 2, right, will be at 5,676. There'll be lifetime access to the PEM mastery discussion group, 1,000 to a year, trade review sheet, risk and money management spreadsheet, screening script, and quick reference guide. In total, the total value is at $8,176. But I still know doing this event is going for a very good deal. Okay, it's the best deal that you get throughout the year in Twitter Profits. There's a special promotion going on during this Black Friday. It's going for a 75% off the usual price. Right now, it's going for $1,419 only. So the PEM mastery course, you get access access to the courses straight away. That means once you enroll, you can start watching all these video lessons, right? Tomorrow, right? I mean, you can start straight away or tomorrow, right? And you get all the bonuses that I've just mentioned earlier on. It's a very good deal, guys. Okay. So the question a lot of people ask is, what if I want to stay updated to the markets, but I don't have enough time to watch the charts every day? So let me introduce to you the PEM Trader playbook, the PTP playbook. It's very similar to what you guys will know, UIP, which is the investment group by Adam and Bang's option group. So in PTP is where I trade live, right? Using the PEM strategies that you guys have learned. So whatever you learn in PEM, right, it's not something that you learn and you cannot use. I've been trading this strategy for years, more than 10 years. Then in PTP is where you really get to see me doing it live. Every trade details, buy, sell details, right? Adjustment details, sometimes I adjust the trade, things that in my watch list, what am I looking at? I put my best ideas right in PTP. And sometimes it may not just be trading, sometimes right, they may not be very set up. But because this particular stock, I still think got good potential, right? I'll still share. I think for example like CowX, and also it was a stock that I shared, and I think 3x from the bottom. And in PTP, I have a $100,000 account, right? For trading, for swing trading stocks, right? And I share with you guys, when I started PTP, right, we have a bit of, I would say, started a bit rough because it went down. There was a bit of drawdown. Market wasn't because of my approach towards more China Hong Kong stocks. It was suffering at the start. But after that, I changed my style. I focused more back into the US market. I realized that China market is too political, right? And I managed to turn it around, and at a peak, it went to as high as 143K. So this, of course, depends on when you join PTP. If you join the start, probably you have to go through a bit of drawdown. But after that, the portfolio went up. I think decent, right? There's a decent performance. Of course, for those who joined when I was at 94, you have been very happy, right? Because I think it's up 50% from the lows. But I think the most important thing about PTP is really like what many students say. It's how is that you can see beside me and you can see how I manage drawdowns and how I fight back, how I run on winning streaks. What are some of my best ideas? Okay, I put all my best ideas inside PTP. And we also have the crypto portfolio where I also have a $100,000 account. Right, that's how I catch XRP, 10x in XRP, Zcash, 10x, and so on. Right, some of the if you have any crypto question, you're always supposed to ask inside PTP. We have a separate channel, sub channel, right, for in PTP just for crypto. So in PTP, I would say it's like one stone, two birds. So actually, PTP, in my view, it should be priced much higher. If you ask me, PTP should be priced much higher, right? But PTP has decided to give a very good discount to everybody doing this black market event. Okay, so the advantage of this, right, I think is a very good deal because I'm sharing both asset class into one service, right? The PTP's report service, right? Okay, so every month on top of just it's not the report, I would say it's more like gathering. Also, right, there will be a gathering. So as I go through like November, I'll share my all the subscribers what I entered, win and lose, why I enter, right? You can also ask questions during this PDP gathering. So it's very interactive. Okay, and then you can see every month the portfolio performance, right? Up or down, why, how I'm managing it, what's my view, what some of the sector of the market I think got good opportunity, right? Usually I'll share over there, right, in PDP. So you can see in PDP there will be a dedicated tracker or Excel sheet where I document very transparent all my buy and sell. Alright, this is my over here actually my realized profit. I think it's realized 27,000 already here, right? 27K here. Unrealized I think it's about 5,000-6,000 now. Unrealized, right? So you can see you can check all these win and lose here. Okay, all open position real time you can see what some of the based on what strategy. All the trades here are done. I would say are done in stocks mainly done through PEM strategies that you guys learn. Okay, so I will cover usually US Hong Kong stocks, open close trades, and potential trades in my watch list. My watch list is also a very important part of the PDP program. Okay, because in my watch list where sometimes I don't have enough margin to enter anymore or I don't enter anymore, but there are some opportunities that are still good. They are still good. Okay, Tiffany asked for PDP what's percentage of crypto and stocks distribution? 50-50. Because 100K started total is 200,000. 50-50. Okay, 50% I would say $100,000. It's actually in a separate portfolio. Okay, I document both into a tracker, separate tracker. Okay, we also review crypto markets and open trades in the PDP crypto portfolio. Okay, so this example of what I put inside the PDP, right? Like if I put in a particular asset class, this is actually what we entered today. ADP, right? Yeah, this is something that I will put into the PDP. This was just recently. Now I'll put them in. First time there was no bullish EXE yet, but when the bullish EXE formed, that was when I entered. Also over here you can see right that Alibaba was a trade that I notified when I enter a trade. I will post my entry, right? My entry, why I enter, all these things, right? Okay, so it's very practical and transparent. Where is my stop loss, take profit target? What's my entry range? There's a range, right? Because not all people enter the same price. Some may enter as long as you're within the range. Based on our trading methodology, is still executable. Okay, then when I take size of my positions, right, I will inform all the subscribers my decision. For Alibaba, there was a trade that I made 7,006 in PDP. This is a 7.6R in PDP, right? And 8LC was also a trade that was done that you saw just now, right? Was entered back in October, 30th of October. It was our trade 117 trade. So we have made more than 100 trades already, right? So far, okay, right? So if I close it, right, you can see this is 2.3R because one trade I reached 1,000. Like I said, every trade I do in PDP is mirrored to my main account. My main account I reached about $5,000, $10,000 minimum per trade. So every trade I do in PDP is substantial. I take it very seriously because if I cut, usually it means I cut 6 to 10K each. So I take it very seriously. If I actually enter, if I cut, means I think I'll get hurt the most. Okay. So over here you can see that UNH as well was also recent DR1 trade after major flush in no man's land. Also I shared on the 9th of August. After I entered, right, all my students can see. Okay. The moment I enter, I will share. Usually I share my students that I'm going to enter, then after that I press. Okay. So why exit? I share over here, right? And this is usually shared in PDP. The good thing is that when you join PDP, right, you can see the past history of what is being shared. It's not like you join, you cannot see what's past. You can also learn from what is being entered before, right, and currently what we have. Okay, so you can see that I partial exit. So in PDP, actually, I do more of discretionary exit. That's not what I did in for ADP, right? For example, all the trades now I go for 1.7. This is what I call technical exit. But in PDP, usually what I do is I go for discretionary exit. Understand? I go for this thing called discretionary exit because I want to write the high go for high profit potential. So you can see over here, like Michael mentioned, EMAC is cost fee, right? As well as in real bundle option bundle as well as PDP, right? Actually, sometimes it could just be only 1 or 2 trades, right? It could be just 1 or 2 trades. Like Sherry, I mentioned, SGMT, I take profit. It's the first trade in a life. She's probably a very new trader. It gives her a lot of confidence, encouragement to continue this trading journey. Okay, many of my students actually, I think some of them have really like Song has really 10x her subscription fee. Once she come back to once she joined PDP, so it's to me like a no-brainer, right? Given the kind of value that's being implemented inside PDP and even PEM mastery course. Okay, by the way, guys, you need to be in PEM mastery in order to join PDP. We don't allow anyone to join PDP directly, right? The back end they will check. You can't just join PDP without coming for PEM mastery because you must understand the strategy. Then you can come inside. You don't understand the strategy. The strategy details will be covered inside PDP. PDP is not a place where we go through the entire course strategy. You must go through PEM mastery first. Okay. David over here mentioned that, right? He has benefited greatly from subscribing to PDP because of the learning that from all the way I size my trade, right? How hard to hit and having discipline to set OC orders. We cut the trade when fail. I can tell you my students in PDP, when they can see that when I cut, right, I really cut mercilessly. Probably one of the key lessons they learn in PDP is to see how merciless I cut my trade when things go against me. Okay. You also want it to really make full use, right? Like you mentioned, make full use of PEM trading days. A lot of hidden gems there sometimes. Okay. Maelstrom, right? Many free before as well. Execute express his sincere appreciation for getting PDP. PDP was born out of a lot of demand from existing students. Initially, there was only UIP and OTP, right? But due to popular demand from PEM students, right, I created PDP, right? And I think a lot of students from PEM eventually they will enroll into PDP, subscribe PDP because when they go to PEM, they will know the value that the strategies and the value they can see that it's a strategy that really has a strong edge. And if they want to bring their trading to the next level, they usually will come to PDP. Okay, because that's where you can really like sit beside me to trade, right? It's like sitting beside me to trade. Watch this and PDP trades makes it easy for me to select which trades to enter, especially when I'm working full time and don't have much time to screen for potential setups. So if you're busy professionals, this is also PDP will also help you. Okay, so I just want to maybe quickly just mention, right? Every month I go through the PDP, the trades that's being done. So it's not just a one-way notification. It's not like one way you want. There's no interaction. Every trade I post, students can always ask me in the chat directly. Okay. So PEM lessons are much clearer after PDP. This is what the feedback from a lot of students as well. I mentioned that there's a money gathering where I go through all the trades. Yeah, I also added an additional account as a bonus for students interested in crypto. So I have an additional 100K account. Especially 2026, I would say that 2026 will be a very boom year in my view, for crypto. Okay. Sometimes doing down period is the best time to get started, right? Okay, and I'll say that I think crypto will be a asset class that will do very well on day basis as well. Okay, so Zach mentioned here that he really made back a cost fee. All of my students made back a cost fee in some of the trades just done in PDP. Okay, so I think he mentioned that because of money factor, the biggest value is you can immediately see how I enter and exit trades, and there is a lot of nuances based on his experience as a pro trader. Okay, so you can really understand these are things that maybe sometimes I cannot express it in a book or in a course manual, but you can experience it when you are in PTP. There's a lot of nuances, small details that I didn't exactly taught or difficult for me to teach in a program. But when you see me doing it live, you understand. These are some experience that may not come too easily. Okay, so this example of my crypto trades that I also post in PTP as a bonus sharing now, right? Like Zcash, 10th of May, right? I entered $42, right? So I entered all my PTP subscribers all know that I entered this one $42, right? I post this into PTP. I think I mean some students would let's say they go in 5K to a 10x is 50K. 10K is 10K or 10x of 10K is 100K. I personally made 100,000. 58 when I get for 1,700 plus Zcash. I made more than $1 million in Zcash. Okay. On hindsight, I wish I had entered more. There's always a hindsight, right? But I think it's a decent given the current market, condition is still good. It's still good to go. Okay. I share my best ideas inside PDP. If I see anything interesting in future for crypto, PDP is where I will share first. Okay. So there will be an ultimate PEM bundle here, PEM mastery package plus the PDP yearly subscription. You can actually enroll with both. And usually both will have a better deal. Okay. In total, the total value will be at 7,576. Right now, for enrollment to the PEM ultimate PEM bundle is going to be at 67% discount. In total, that will be annual fee will be at $2,500 USD. It's a very good deal, guys. This is one of the lowest deal I'll say in a year in PEM, in PDP. And on top of that, you get 14 months. Instead of 12 months, you get 14 months. Usual days, I think subscription is only for 12 months. Maximum, maybe 12 or 13 months, right? For maybe doing Black Friday. But right now, PDP is doing 14 months, 2 months bonus. It's a very good deal, guys. Okay. If you enroll separately, it's going to be more, I would say, more higher cost. The enrollment fee will be higher. If you go for PEM mastery first, then later go, it'll be higher. Right? The PEM trader playbook starts on the 1st January 2026. Okay? Why? Because we want you to master the strategy first, then you join, you start your subscription the 1st of January. Okay, for 14 months. Okay? So, guys, this is the, I believe my team has sent you guys the QR code. In the chat, go and click on the QR code. Or you can use your phone to scan the QR code over here. You can choose between the PEM mastery course or the other PEM bundle, which is a much better deal. If you have not enrolled into the PEM bundle, the PEM mastery course, right? Okay? On top of this, guys, this will be additional 2 months, 2 months bonus. Okay? Or you can key the tiny URL in the browser to enroll. Okay? Take advantage of the black market sale right now, guys. The black market sale right now by Priyana Profits. Okay, there will be this deal after this session. Okay, so take action, and I'll see you guys inside our community chat. Okay. So go and click on the link that my team has sent and quickly go and complete your enrollment process. Okay. So I will show you guys there's 2 bonuses that I need to let you guys know, right, for enrollment today. In the next 15 minutes, PP will give you guys this special bonus. The first bonus is you will be able to join this live jumpstart workshop. So I mentioned I think about 80% of students are considered new or beginner traders. So we have a dedicated session here for all new students. This will be a 2 hours online session with our resident coach YY. Most likely will be conducting the session. YY is a very proficient trader. I think he will be conducting one of the seminar as well, right? Okay. He's very proficient in what he do. He understands a lot of things that I do in PEM. So he'll be here to teach you guys some basic methodology, I would say lingos, terminologies used in trading, and also guide you guys on how to set up your charting platform, how to enter first trade, let you understand more about certain order types. And this will be unlimited replay, so you can always watch this even if you miss this session. Okay. So take advantage of this bonus session. Will be likely held in January next year. ED will send you the email. Another section bonus is this 2 months subscription I mentioned just now. Okay, in the next 15 minutes actually, right? Okay, you guys will receive this additional 2 months subscription for the PEM Trader Playbook. Worth about $316. Okay. So all in all, right, it's a very, very well, I think, a bundled package for everyone who wants to start learning the PEM strategies. Okay. So quickly go and click on the link, or you can send this QR code to complete your enrollment process. You can please choose either the PEM Mastery or the PEM Ultimate Bundle, guys. You choose either one. Okay. If you are existing PEM students, then you guys can also consider the PEM Trader subscription. I think you can find inside the website. Okay. This is really for new students who are not even our student yet, right? PEM students. If you're not yet our PEM students, you can enroll to the PEM Mastery package or the PEM Mastery package plus the 14-month subscription. Because there are 2 months bonus, right? For the PTP playbook. It's a very good deal, guys. Basically, talk about another 1,000, slightly 1,000 plus, right? For the access to the PTP playbook. Usually, it should be more price. If you enroll at PEM and later upgrade to go for the PTP playbook, it's usually higher than this price difference. Okay. Okay. So anyway, I just let you guys know, guys. The PEM Mastery package next year will be moving into subscription mode. Okay. Next year. I don't know when next year, sometime next year. Okay. So if you want to grab hold of this lifetime access, right, this will be good time, and especially at this special offer price by Priyana Profits. Okay. So guys, I will leave this slide over here. I'll leave the slides over here. So if you have any questions, right, on the enrollment, right, you can just type inside the chat. My team will assist you guys. Okay. I'll be also answering some Q&A questions over here. Q&A questions. Okay. Okay. Okay, Alex asks, what's the level of engagement with me? Okay. Okay, in the PEM Mastery course, it will be in the Discord channel. I'll be there every day to answer questions, every day. Right? In the Discord channel. In the PEM Mastery course, in the PEM bundle, in PTP, there'll be a monthly traders gathering where I'll specifically focus on the trades that's being done in PTP. Okay, so depending on the package that you choose. Okay. Cointech asks, bear trade for strike. If you short sell, do you have open CFD account? That's if you're trading Singapore stocks. Of course, if you're trading Singapore stocks, short selling is generally not allowed unless you have a CFD account. You can, but it depends on whether the stock got scripts. Okay. Arash asks, what account size do you need to make 10K month? I'll say that it depends on your risk per trade and your style. But if I were to measure, let's say 10K, 100K, 10K by 100K, that'll be 10%. I think around 5 to 10% is feasible. Okay, of course, it depends on market condition. China Su asks, what do I think will happen to Nvidia in the next few months? I personally don't think that Nvidia is going to crash. I think that Nvidia is encountering a healthy retracement. I'm watching for a certain hand manipulation pattern to enter in Nvidia actually. I'm actually looking very closely on Nvidia current retracement to get in. Okay, but not yet. Like I said, the chart is potentially bullish FS4 bottom, right? Or it could turn to be a DR1 later on. Okay, it could turn to be a DR1 later on. Evan asks, in PTP for crypto trades, does it usually use leverage? No. In PTP, I don't use leverage. In PTP crypto, I never use leverage. That's why we, during the October 10th liquidation event, actually, we were not affected. My crypto, the cryptos I hold are all in spot. I also not affected. I don't use leverage. I use like perpetual trading in my own personal crypto trades as well. I don't do perpetual futures trading. I can tell you guys, when you're doing perpetual futures trading, right, in crypto, if your entry price and your stop loss are your entry price and your stop loss, right? I'll give you an example. If you're doing perpetual trading in crypto, right? If let's say your entry is $10, then your stop loss is $5, right? This is a 50% difference in price, right? Usually you don't need to use perpetual futures. You know why? Because if your entry and stop loss, right, is about 50% price difference, right? You might as well just buy the entire stock, buy the entire crypto. There's no capital efficiency using perpetual futures. Okay, I would say perpetual futures only if your entry and stop loss price difference is less than 40%. And sometimes my entry for crypto, right, and my stop loss, the difference is like 50% or 40 or 50 or 60%. That's why I don't need to use, or there's no capital efficiency for me to use perpetual futures. Okay. Join us. Do we actually get any lessons to teach by year end, or do we just watch the old lessons? I don't call it old lessons as well, right? In fact, I recently just updated the entry exit lesson and also updated the bullish and bearish false strike examples. All the lessons, right, I will go through every year and we update. Whatever you learn is up to date with all my students. It's not like they are learning something new, you're learning something old. No. In fact, like, you may be learning from the video tutorial lessons, right? It's still good to get to let you learn the gist of the strategy first, right? And then your access in the Discord channel, you can always ask, it's real time, you can always ask questions inside as well. Okay. And then I think next year, then you can join the January YY workshop, right? The Jumpstart workshop. Okay. So can we see PTP account profit history? Yes. You can see the actually I post inside PTP every month. You can see the P&L growth. Okay. This year is like a Nike. This year the PTP account looks like this. Now doing a bit of retracement, but eventually I think it'll go higher. My target for PTP portfolio is by end of the year, 150. By next year, hopefully 200,000. IB, can I comment on Meta? It seems interesting. Someone asked in the Discord. Meta recently got UR2. That's all I can remember in the money chart. That's why it came down. If you ask me technically why Meta came down, I think it's because of the UR2. That's why it came down. Okay. Other than that, right now there's no very bullish setup to enter Meta. Okay. If you are in PEM, you can use your PEM strategy to time entries. Okay, to time entries. Let me see. Guys, I have a lot of questions here, so I'm trying to answer, do my best to answer most of the questions. Jane asks, can strategy be used in other markets? Yes, you can use it in Singapore, KL, Hong Kong, China. I do also Indian students to trade Indian stock, the Nifty stocks as well. So it's very versatile. You can actually learn one strategy, you can use it in multiple asset class. Okay. Okay, guys, quickly go and secure your enrollment. Right, secure enrollment. This is really a good time, right? To learn the skill set, right? And enroll at a very, I would say, a very good deal from Kriana Profits. Okay. The PEM mastery once again is going for $1,419. It's a very good deal, guys. Okay. I'm very sure it'll be higher after this event. You'll be higher after this event. Okay. And for the audio PEM bundle, it's going at 2,500 USD. It's a very good deal. It's just another additional $1,000 top up to join into the PTP community. Okay. And you get additional 2 months bonus. In normal days, I think the top up will be higher, plus it will not be an extra 2 months bonus. It will be lesser than that. You'll probably just a 12 months fixed. Okay. So if you can enroll now at the top up, yes. Okay. So quickly go and click on the link and or the QR code to secure enrollment to capture all the bonuses that I've just mentioned. Okay.